There was a school where every year they held an election for the class president. This year there were two candidates, both of them seniors. One was James Bond, the most popular kid in school. He was super charming, funny, good-looking. All the girls liked him. All the boys wanted to be him. And he knew it. He also knew that being class president was just a formality. Everyone expected him to win, and so he ran on his popularity. He didn't have any real plans or proposals other than saying that he would make everyone's senior year the best ever. The other candidate was a guy named Drew. No one really knew Drew all that well. He wasn't in any clubs. He didn't hang out with any of the popular kids. He was just kind of quiet and kept to himself. But Drew had a plan. He wanted to revamp the school's recycling program. He thought they could do more to help the environment, and if elected, he promised the entire student body that he would make a tangible difference. So naturally, everyone assumed that James would win. In fact, at one point during the week leading up to the election, James was so confident that he went around the school with a megaphone just shouting, "Vote Bond, baby, you know you want to." But then something strange happened. On the day of the election, when the votes were cast and then counted, it turned out that Drew had won by a pretty significant margin. Now, obviously, James was upset. He couldn't believe that he lost. He felt like everyone just owed him the presidency because he was James Bond, the coolest guy in school. He stormed off to the principal's office to complain, but the principal just smiled and said, "Son, you can't win every election. Sometimes you gotta take the L and live to fight another day." James responded, "But I'm not even mad at the kids who voted against me. I'm mad at the system. The whole school is rigged against me." Then the principal said something that really surprised James. He said, "You're right, James. The school is rigged. And unfortunately, you created that rigging yourself. You see, James, you got all the girls and the other popular kids to vote for you, not because they liked your ideas, but just because they liked you. They're your friends and they liked you. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you also alienated a lot of people, like the kids who thought that Drew's idea of recycling was cool, even though you thought it was stupid. You told them that their ideas were stupid too. And that's the problem. No one respects you because you don't respect them." I think this story teaches us a few important lessons about life. First, it teaches us about ego. James had a huge ego. He was so popular and so used to people constantly praising him that he actually believed that his popularity alone would be enough for him to win the election. And while there's certainly nothing wrong with being popular, it's not always a good thing, if that's the only thing that you have going for you. If you're popular but you don't actually have any real substance or value to offer people, then as soon as someone comes along who does, then you will lose. Also, this story teaches us about how respect is earned. James failed to earn the respect of the student body because he spent so much time trying to get them to like him rather than trying to understand their ideas and where they were coming from. When you spend all your time trying to get people to like you, then you don't have time to try to get them to respect you, and that's what happened to James. Finally, this story also teaches us about merit. Simply put, James just wasn't as meritorious as Drew. Drew had a plan, he had ideas, he had passion. James didn't, and so James lost. But that doesn't mean that he's a loser. There will be other elections in the future where James can run again, and hopefully next time he has a better plan. So we should all remember this story the next time we're tempted to be like James Bond, the coolest, most popular kid in school. Because sometimes being James Bond isn't always a good thing.